Good morning. Welcome to Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace. Welcome to the soul of Sunday. We are Unitarian Universalists. Ours is a historic faith with a progressive theology. We affirm the worth and dignity of every being, and that we are all deeply interconnected. We are bound to one another not by creed, but by covenant. And we are called to answer the call of love with open minds, open hearts, and open hands. Whoever you are, those of all nations, all creeds, all colors, all kinds of love, you are welcome here. As we gather, we acknowledge that Arlington Street Church occupies the ancestral homeland of the Massachusetts. By making this land acknowledgement, we recognize, honor, and affirm the sovereignty of all First Nations peoples. Dear ones, welcome. Welcome to our Zoomers. Welcome to the congregation gathered in person. We have several guests this morning. I want to welcome my beloved sister, Lisa who's here with her wonderful friend Judy. They just woke up this morning and drove down from Maine. It's so great to have you here, and congratulations on becoming grandmothers, you two. So awesome. That's really great. I want to welcome our beloved George Ledger here from Guatemala City, where he runs Only a Child for kids coming off the street, getting them an education, changing their lives. We're so proud of you, George. Welcome. Thrilled to see you. Welcome to my beloved Meg, Jose, and Teo and Lulu. Really great to see you here. And I want to welcome Tudor. Tudor, you were supposed to be Alexandra, but Alexandra's your wife, yes? That was very nice of her to let you come instead. We're thrilled that you're here, and we can't wait to hear you. Welcome, friends. So last Sunday, I opened with the remarkable news from our Thanksgiving Sunday, Miracle Sunday offering, which has completely now paid off the unglamorous but very necessary sewer line repair. That was a $43,070.16 bill. Today I want to tell you about what happened on Christmas Eve. So astonishingly, really, in 2022, just coming off the worst of the pandemic, 2022, we had the largest Christmas Eve collection in our history. It was $22,817. This year, 100% of the Prudential Committee, our board of directors, as well as our treasurer and clerk, joined Reverend Beth and me in getting the party started by generously seating the collection plate. And this Christmas Eve, the offering was $34,568. Yeah. It's an additional $11,750 over last year. Friends, thank you so much for your generosity. You just stun me all the time. Thank you. Beautiful. This morning I want to say thank you to our director of music, Mark David Buckles, to our professional musicians, and to our volunteers, the greeters and ushers, the tech team, our worship team, and the Arlington Street Church Choir. Our collaborative pianist, Hyungju Young, will be back with us next Sunday, but today we want to thank Youngwon Cho so much for all the beautiful music that you've brought to us over this past month. Thank you, Youngwon. Reverend Beth is over there with Molly, ably assisted by Molly. Good morning, you two. So great. They're both in the Zoom room and in person in the sanctuary. Someone has a very big birthday this week. Happy birthday, Reverend Beth. Friends, the sanctuary is mask optional. Please find your comfort level. If you want to make a different decision, the ushers would be happy to give you a mask. For those of you who are new to Arlington Street, I want to say a very special welcome to you. If you're here in person, there are welcome cards in the pew racks. You can hand yours to an usher or just drop it in the basket at the great doors as you leave. If you're in the Zoom room, please fill out a connection card. The link is in the chat. It includes the option to request the link to a recording of today's sermon. Since we can't greet all of you in person after the service, Reverend Beth and I would love to follow up with a virtual hello. Whether you have been coming here for years or today is your first time at Arlington Street, welcome home.
Good morning. If you're here in person, there are printed copies of the order of service available from the ushers at the great doors. If you're zooming in, the order of service will appear in the chat, or you can download it on the homepage at ascboston.org. As we begin our greetings, I invite the Zoomers and those in person with a device handy to please say hello in the chat and tell us where you're zooming in from today. And now, Keith is going to turn the camera on the in-person congregation as we wave at each other as well as at our friends in the Zoom room. And you all in the Zoom room can wave and smile back. Hello, friends. Let's all engage that Arlington Street spirit of welcome that transcends physical distance as we greet one another heart to heart.
Thank you, Rebecca. Good morning, everyone. Our first hymn today is Rewild My Soul by Heather Houston. Lovely song, and we're doing it for the first time as a hymn, so let me teach it to you a little bit. Can we get the key, young woman? So I'll sing a line and have you sing it back to me. The lyrics are in your order of service and in the chat. It goes like this. O river, rewild my soul. You try that. O river, rewild my soul. Next line. Help me let go of control. Help me let go of control. Show my heart how to flow with ease again. Show my heart. Show my heart how to flow with ease again. I am ready. Take me in. I am ready. I am ready. Take me in. I invite us to rise in body, rise in spirit, to sing together. We'll be singing a few harmonies up here. Feel free to add your own harmonies as we sing Rewild My Soul. 1, 2, 3. O river, rewild my soul. Help me let go of control. Show my heart how to flow with ease again. I am ready. Take me in. Oh, mountain. Oh, mountain. Rewild my soul. Help me let go of control. Show my heart how to lift my eyes again. I am ready. Take me in. Oh, forest. Oh, forest. Rewild my soul. Help me let go of control. Show my heart how to trust this path again. I am ready. Take me in. Oh, vast sky. Oh, vast sky. Rewild my soul. Help me let go of control. Show my heart how to be spacious again. I am ready. Take me in. Oh, sunshine. Oh, sunshine. Rewild my soul. Help me let go of control. Show my heart how to shine with warmth again. I am ready. Take me in. Oh, mama, rewild my soul. Help me let go of control. Show my heart how to beat with yours again. I am ready. Take me in.
It is now time for our treasured ritual of sharing community candles of sorrow and joy. These candles were submitted on our website by the Friday evening deadline. If you didn't submit your candle and have a joy or a sorrow to share this morning, please wait until the third candle is lit, the silent candle, and then type your joy or sorrow in the chat. Zoomers are invited to light silent candles at home. Those in the sanctuary are invited to light a silent candle at the table up front to the right of the Gleason podium. In addition to sharing our sorrows and joys this morning, let's reach out to one another in the week ahead, staying connected. May these times remind us of how very precious this beloved community is. We need one another. Whether together or apart, may we stay very close. And now, in the spirit of invocation, let's join in singing Sanctuary. The words are printed in your order of service and in the chat.
Some of us come today with heavy hearts. We open our hearts to you.
A single candle of concern and healing from Harriet Hury, for my neighbor's young adult son, Jack, who is experiencing sudden onset of seizures.
And some of us come today in joy. We share your joy.
A candle of hope from the Arlington Street community for peace in Ukraine, peace in Gaza and Israel, and peace in the world. A candle of joy from Patrick Kulibek for the Detroit Lions football team, who today will play a second home playoff game for the first time since my 86-year-old father was a teenager. A final mixed candle from Queen Cheryl, a candle of beloved memory for Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh, marking the anniversary of his transition on January 22nd, 2022. His book, For a Future to Be Possible, guided me through the early stages of sobriety, offering a different path, and brand new instructions on how to think and how to live. They, my beloved teacher, presente, somewhere in the air, the water, and the stars.
for all the sorrows and all the joys we hold in our hearts, we light a silent candle to remember and to rejoice. May the peace of this sanctuary enter into our hearts as we share a quiet moment together, breathing our prayers for ourselves, for one another, and for the world. Amen.
Let's join now in saying together the affirmation and covenant of this beloved spiritual community. The words are printed in your order of service and in the chat. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service is our gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to speak our truths in love, and to help one another. El amor es el espíritu de nuestra congregación, y el servicio es nuestro regalo. Eso es a lo que nos comprometemos, convivir en paz, hablar nuestras verdades con amor, y ayudarnos los unos a los otros. Our next hymn is number 128, For All That Is Our Life. It will be led by Beck. The words can be found in the gray hymnal, your order of service, and in the chat. Let's rise in body, rise in spirit, and sing together for all that is our life.
In the neighborhood where Lisa and I grew up, 4 kids was a small family. Our near neighbors had 12 kids, Fortunately, they had one of the biggest houses, 3 bedrooms, each with 2 sets of bunk beds. Their parents slept on a pull-out couch, a Castro convertible, in the family room with the only television. There was masking tape on the floor of the bedrooms, dividing them in 2. If any of your stuff was over the line, war was declared. Someone was always yelling. Someone was always fighting. It was utter chaos from morning till night. Unsurprisingly, the kid right ahead of me became an EMT and an ambulance driver in New York City. The kid my age became an emergency room nurse. Chaos was all they'd ever known, and they adapted beautifully. The kid right under me became a librarian. I remember that while everyone else's stuff was strewn all over the place, her clothes were neatly folded into her bureau. Her desk at school was always clean and tidy. Her handwriting was beautiful. That was an adaptive response to chaos, too. During the pandemic lockdown, we were shoved off center, forced to surrender so much of what was normal as we slid off the edge into that great unknown. Some of us were suddenly assiduously researching and tracking how we were going to beat this threat. Others assumed it was the end of human life on Earth. I remember knowing exactly one thing, and one thing only. It was absolutely essential that we stick together. Each of us showing up in our own little Hollywood square, together while apart, resisting the urge to catastrophize into the future, we made our way through the chaos together. It turned out to be an excellent recipe for resilience. Early on, Reverend Beth gave us the metaphor of the great pause. Were we going to squander it or get curious and figure out what we might make of it? In other words, it was bad, very bad. But what if it weren't all bad? I'm thinking again today about chaos, our unwelcome companion who may just have so much to teach us if we choose to welcome it. Might you learn something about yourself and those you love? Are you going to do that in a state of complete misery? Or are you going to allow for the possibility of grace? That's a choice that's up to each of us. And as Spanish cellist Pablo Casals said, not to decide is to decide. In other words, if you don't make a decision, it will be made for you. Better to choose, my friends, and propel ourselves headfirst into the unknown. As with so much in life, the only way out is through. I know people who will find a problem or create one where none previously existed, who are fundamentally addicted to drama. I vastly prefer order to disorder, tidy to messy, peaceful to turbulent. Whichever camp you occupy, unexpected events and overwhelming situations are always part of the territory. It's useful to have some skills at hand for navigating them. Chaos is not your enemy, writes Fast Company's Stephanie Vaza. In other words, it just might have some gifts for us. There's something fundamental in the belief system of how you view it. Question: how do I own the moment and change it into an opportunity for good? How can I move forward? Answer: separate the things you can control from those you cannot. Once you acknowledge what is within your grasp, determine how best to spend your time and energy. There will always be more things to solve than there are hours of the day. Ultimately, navigating chaos is about making things better than they are. In the face of chaos, 4 directives. 1, take stock of the full catastrophe. 2, mind your mind. 3, engage in nourishing outlets. And 4, limit the sources of stress that contribute to the chaos. Very briefly, let's fill these out. So 1, take stock. American Tibetan Buddhist nun Pema Chodron advises no more struggle. Whatever arises, she writes, we can look at it and see it for what it is without calling it names or hurling rocks at it. We can stop struggling and see its true face without calling it the enemy. This spiritual practice is not about winning or losing, but about ceasing to struggle and relaxing with what is. 2, mind your mind. Scattered focus creates additional stress. Focus on what you can control. Bring your concentration to one thing at a time. 3, engage in nourishing outlets. Read, listen to music, get outside, take a walk, eat beautiful food, pat your animal companion, do something to help someone else, especially connect with those you love. Share your struggles and listen to theirs. It helps to remember we all experience the challenges of chaos. And 4, limit the sources of the stress that contribute to the chaos. Do you need to step away or cut yourself off from the news or from alcohol? Nourish yourself. Rest. Lying awake at night helps nothing and no one. It's a dance, a balancing act between embracing the madness and resting on the scaffolding that helps you and upholds you, those deep roots that keep you from toppling over in the storm, that allow you to bend rather than break. I've told the story before of the woman who during World War II answered her door to an officer of the armed forces and a chaplain. Her husband was away at the front. There could be only one explanation for their visit. Instead of fainting, she opened the door wide and invited them in. "It's time for tea," she said. "Please join me." "Madam," said the chaplain, "I'm afraid our errand is a very sad one indeed." The new widow replied, "Tea gives order and refreshment to the day. All terrible news is easier to bear over afternoon tea." That's some pretty sturdy, inspiring scaffolding. When I was training for the ministry, I did 2 clinical rotations over 2 summers at Morgan Memorial Goodwill Industries here in Boston. A noble proposal was put forth that state institutions warehousing people with mental illness and other disabilities be closed with the promise that residents be moved into intimate, homey settings. Ronald Reagan was president. The institutions were closed, but those homes did not materialize. The streets were flooded with bewildered people who had little or no capacity to care for themselves. Goodwill pivoted its services, throwing open the doors of its cafeteria and sheltered workshops, making room for those who were suddenly dispossessed of safety and everything familiar. This is what a colleague wrote about her experience of that time. Our halfway house was about to be flooded. We only had so much room. Whom to feed, whom to shelter, whom to clothe. Deep questions to be faced with no preparation. An hour before we opened, we agreed to sit together in silence. Prayer, meditation, just calming down. And then we opened the doors. Everything we did, we agreed to do with love. Those people we accepted with love. Those we turned away and helped find alternatives, love. Everyone seemed to understand the differences between us. Staff and applicants seemed less solid. The whole idea that it had to do with mental illness even seemed a little artificial. Nobody was really thinking that much or had time to or needed to or something. It was all just coming from the heart. So many people, so many problems. Somehow, it all went smoothly. 3 days later, we were full. On the 4th day, we sat down to discuss what had happened. Our director asked, "Can we come to order?" And we all started laughing. Someone started, so. Then someone else actually stood up to speak. These past 3 days, that was all about who we really were, the way we are. That is the truth about us, deep down. There was a moment's silence. Someone said, "Right." And that was the meeting. We waited a little longer, breathing together, and someone let out a long, beautiful sigh. We're not used to things becoming clear like that. But after a minute or two more, people gradually got up and went back to work. Tibetan Buddhism has 59 slogans used in training the mind of the practitioner. One is, when the world is filled with evil, all difficulties should be transformed into the path of enlightenment. Another is, change poison into medicine. This is what we're aiming to do with chaos. In simplest terms, the instruction is to use difficulties as gateways to spiritual awakening. In her book, When Things Fall Apart, Pema Chodron writes, there are 3 poisons: craving or addiction, aggression, and ignorance, which includes denial or the tendency to shut down. These poisons are the seeds of compassion and openness. When suffering arises, the instruction is to let go of the storyline and breathe in. When anything difficult arises, instead of trying to let go of it, to get rid of it, we breathe it in. Not just the anger, resentment, loneliness, and fear that we might be feeling, but the identical pain of others who in this very moment are also feeling rage, bitterness, isolation, or fear. We breathe it in for everyone. Swirling in chaos, when we remember that the poison is part of the human condition. It's our kinship with all living things, the very thing required to understand what it's like to be in another person's shoes. Instead of pushing it away or running from it, we breathe in and connect fully. We do this with the prayer that all of us may be free of suffering. And then we breathe out, sending forth a sense of spaciousness, of ventilation and freshness. Breathing in and breathing out. In the Tibetan tradition, there are many stories about the cave-dwelling yogi, Milarepa. In one of them, one day, he left his cave to go gather firewood, and when he returned, he found that a big, boisterous crew of demons had moved in and taken over, lounging around, eating his food, and making a huge mess. There were demons everywhere. Milarepa began yelling, telling them to leave immediately, and shooing them out of his cave. They were completely unfazed. In fact, they loved seeing him all worked up. They loved the chaos. Milarepa changed tacks. He decided that if chasing them out didn't work, maybe hearing the teachings of the Buddha would change their minds and get them to leave. So he began to teach. He taught about impermanence and kindness and compassion. No one moved. They simply stared at him with their fiery eyes, and some fell asleep. Realizing that he had failed miserably and that the demons would not be manipulated into leaving, Milarepa acknowledged that perhaps they had something to teach him. With a deep sigh, he bowed deeply to each demon in turn, saying, "We will share this space, and I will open my mind to whatever you have to teach me." Immediately, all the demons left, but one. The last demon was truly terrible. He was huge and especially fierce, with terrible fangs. Stepping over to face him, Milarepa bowed and surrendered completely, holding nothing back. "Eat me if you wish," he said, moving to place his head in the demon's terrible mouth. At that very moment, the last demon bowed low and dissolved into space. Beloved spiritual companions, we may not have demons in our cave, but chaos in our lives is a given. It will go when it goes, or maybe it will go when we greet it in peace, since chaos only thrives in chaos. And when we realize it has something to teach us, chaos just might become medicine. Can we come to order? Amen.
Thank you, choir, tutor, and young woon. Arlington Street is entirely self-sustaining. It's up to us. And as you heard this morning, our generosity continues to be astounding. Thank you for your commitment to our staff, our building, and our beloved spiritual community. Each Sunday, we share our collection plate with a partner in our mission of love, service, justice, and peace. Today, our beneficiary is Lend a Hand Society, founded by Unitarian minister Reverend Dr. Edward Everett Hale in 1892. Lend a Hand is a resource of last resort. Working with social service agencies in the greater Boston area, they provide emergency financial assistance to low-income families and individuals. Our own Bob Sessions serves on their board of directors and on ours. A statue of Hale stands at the Charles Street entrance to the Boston Public Garden. The inscription, one of Hale's most famous aphorisms, reads, "Look up, not down. Look forward and not back. Look out and not in. Lend a hand." This month, I welcomed a new 5th grader to my reading and writing class, and during his second week, he asked if he could share his favorite song with me. I told him that I would love to hear it and that he could pull it up during our break before reading began. He played a video that had a split screen with a 10-year-old boy singing "It's a Beautiful Day" on the left side and someone playing piano on the right side. For anyone unfamiliar with the lyrics of the song, the chorus goes, "Lord, I thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day." It was such a wonderful shared moment, and it was exactly what I didn't know I needed. This made me think of Arlington Street and how there are many moments where I feel the beauty of our community within our connections and conversations with one another. And there are moments where people show up in ways that I didn't know I needed. It's a beautiful day in company with one another. Please take a moment now to join me in giving to our beloved spiritual community and filling our virtual collection plate. You can give online by scanning the QR code in the order of service. Go to ascboston.org, text your gift, or Venmo at Arlington Street. If you're Zooming, you can mail a check to the church. If you're in person, please use the envelopes in the pews, which can be handed to Reverend Kim, to me, or to any of our ushers after the service. Thank you for your generosity.
In the quiet of the shadow, in the corner of the room, darkness moves upon you like a cloud across the moon. You're aware in all the silence of a constant that will turn, like a windmill left deserted, or the sun forever burned. So don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Your whole life is here, no 11th hour reprieve. So don't forget to breathe. Keep your head above water, but don't forget to breathe. And all the suffering you've witnessed, and the handprints on the wall, they remind you how it's endless, how endlessly you fall, and the answers that you're seeking for the question that you found drives you further to confusion as you lose your sense of ground. So don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Your whole life is here, no 11th hour reprieve, so don't forget to breathe. Keep your head above water, but don't forget to breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. You know you are here, but you find you want to leave, so don't forget to breathe.
Thank you, Mark David and Youngwoon. There are weekly gatherings in the Arlington Street Zoom room for loving kindness meditation, poetry, yoga, and writing. If you like to sing, the Arlington Street Choir welcomes you to come rehearse in person on Thursday evenings. No experience is necessary. This week on Tuesday evening, Reverend Kim hosts Buddha's Belly Book Group and the Arlington Street Meditation Center. Every Wednesday at 4, Reverend Kim and Reverend Beth host a tea party with a conversation prompt. This week's prompt is, in honor of Reverend Beth's birthday, tell us about a great birthday you had, or tell us about your dream birthday. Information and Zoom room links for all these offerings are at ascboston.org. To attend any of them, you don't have to be a member, you don't have to turn on your video or talk if you don't want to, and they're all free. All are always welcome. Following the service, everyone is welcome to join the virtual coffee hour. If you'd like to participate, join the Arlington Street Zoom room and answer yes to the breakout room invitation that will appear on your screen. If you're here in person, following the service, we'll gather in the Hunnenwell Chapel for a live chat coffee hour, right through the leather door to the right of the pulpit. Thanks to all of you who have joined in today's service and to all those who made it possible. Remember, we're all in this together.
Thank you, Rebecca. Our closing hymn today is Holly Near's I Am Willing, which has become a favorite of this congregation. But let me teach it to you real quick in case you don't know this one yet. I'll sing a line, you can sing it back to me. It goes like this. I am open and I am willing. Your turn. I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. Your turn. For to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. Your turn. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. So lift me up to the light of change. I invite us to rise in body, rise in spirit. Let's sing together, I am willing. We'll start with that chorus together one more time. 1, 2, 3. I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. There all across the nation. There is wailing the whole world round, but I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift me up to the light of change. May the children see more clearly, and may the elders be more wise. May the winds of change caress us, even though it burns our eyes. 'Cause I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift me up to the light of change. Give me a mighty oath to hold my confusion. Give me a desert to hold my fears. Give me a sunset to hold my wonder, and give me an ocean to hold my tears. Now let me hear you. 'Cause I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift me up to the light of change. I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift me up to the light of change. So lift me up to the light of change. So lift me up, so lift me up to the light of change.
Before our benediction, I invite those of you in the Zoom room to please reach out your hands and touch the sides of your Hollywood Square. And those of you in the sanctuary to please raise your hands, palms out. Let's send loving kindness to the people to your left and to your right. Send loving kindness to the person on either side of you, to the people on either side of them. Send out love into this beloved spiritual community and feel it coming back to you. Love is the spirit of this congregation. And now for our benediction, I invite you to put your hands over your heart in Namaste. I bow to the divine in you. Adapted from my beloved colleague, Mark Bellatini. Go in peace. Live simply, gently at home in yourself. Speak the truth or speak not. Act justly. Remember the depth of your compassion. Forget not your power in the days of your powerlessness. Crave peace for all people, beginning with yourself. Let us go forth now with the dream of that peace alive in our hearts. Let us keep this faith, beloveds, and pass it on The service begins when the service ends. Bless your hearts. I love you. Amen.
Please visit ascboston.org for more information about this historic Unitarian Universalist congregation. Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace.